Hello friends, today we are starting the new topic, that is the electrocardiogram. It is shortly called as a ECG. Let us see the definition of the ECG. It is a graphical recording of electrical variations detected at surface of the body during their propagation through the wall of the heart. Is called the electrocardiogram. Electrocardiogram is ECG. So it is a electrocardiograph. Whatever the print out is getting, or if you are on screen you display you are observing, that is called the electrocardiogram. So let us understand how it is represented. When the heart's beating is occur, pulses are coming to the different veins and arteries that are recorded by the electrodes, particularly electrodes which are what we say the position at different sides. So we use the different electrodes on the limbs, that is the 2 on the arms and 2 on the legs and 6 on the chest, and these electrodes captured the waves of the whatever the depolarization and the repolarization, or we can say the diastolic waves and the systolic waves of the heart beating, that is the pulses, and that are remarked in the graph way into the instrument, into the machine, on the graph paper. That representation is called the electrocardiogram. So this electrocardiogram, whatever the graph is recorded, that is given in the form of printout or on screen display. That machine is called ECG machine or electrocardiograph. Right. The instrument detects and amplifies the signals. So whatever the instrument we are using for detecting the electrocardiograph, that is due to the amplifications of the signals. So waves whatever present in the diastolic or in the pulses or in the diastolic and systolic what we say the condition, that are converted into the voltmeter, and that voltmeter gives the amplifications accordingly, and that is get signals, and that is get recorded into the graph on the graph paper. So various electrodes are used to record the signals. Right. There are 4 electrodes positioned on the limbs, that 2 on arms and 2 on legs, and the 6 electrodes are positioned on the chest. So the total, if you are seeing, the 4 plus 6, 10 electrodes are used to detect the waves of the repolarization and depolarization. So that show the 3 types of the waves. What are that? P waves, QRS wave complex, and T wave. So see that in this, the normal ECG I have drawn here. On the x-axis we have drawn the time limit in the seconds, and on the y-axis we have drawn the millivolts or amplifications of the voltmeter. Right. Here whatever the inclination is observed, then declination, then again peak inclination, that shows the 3 types of the waves. The somewhat baseline के ऊपर जो small inclination दिख रहा है, that is the P wave. Then this is the second, the sharp one is a QRS wave, and then third is the T wave. In this way they show the 3 types of the waves: P waves, QRS complex, and T waves. Let us see the what indicate this P waves, QRS complex, and T wave. P wave is a small upward deflection from baseline of the graph, and it represents the atrial polarization. So when the atria get contracted, they show the waves are passing throughout the atria. So this is, the waves are going outside. So that is called the depolarization. So जैसे जैसे waves सामने सामने जाएगी, the atria will get contracted, right? Then QRS complex, it starts slightly downward deflection from the baseline and continue as a sharp and large upright wave and ends as a downward wave. So see, if you are seeing here, it is a small short downward what we say deflection, and then sharp straight upward deflection, and again there is a small downward deflection from the baseline. So it shows the sharp QRS, the sharp inclination with the two declinations. So this QRS complex is a somewhat complicated, and it shows it represent the ventricular depolarization. Now from the we know the waves of contraction goes to the interventricular septum and then to throughout the wall of the ventricles through the Purkinje fibers. So it have some more time, and it makes the contraction of the ventricles. So whenever the contraction of ventricle is started, it slowly goes on. It takes more time, near about 0.4 seconds, and in this what happens? The waves of contraction makes the depolarization of ventricle. So it is represented by the QRS complex. And the last one inclination, that is the T wave. The T wave is a small, wide and upwardly elevated wave. It is comparatively, if you are seeing the P wave, it is having a more wide. So it is having a more wide, and it is a upward elevation from the baseline. So it is a small upward, not a sharp and a long one. It is a small upward elevation from the baseline, that is called the T wave, and it represents the ventricular repolarization. So when ventricles get relaxed, at that time ventricles show the waves are coming slow down. Okay, waves of the contraction goes to be slow down. So what is called, they are not showing the pulses, the return of the pulses coming. So it is called the represent the ventricular repolarization. In this way, ECG noted the three waves continuously throughout the long paper. So P QRS wave, P wave, QRS complex and T wave. It shows the complete one what we say heartbeat. Okay, one heartbeat means one pulse. Okay, so in this way the ECG can detect and diagnose the abnormality in the mechanism and functioning of the heart. Right. So ECG is used for in diagnosis abnormality in the conducting pathway. Right. Conduction, in that conduction of the waves, how it is done properly or not, it is detected by studying the ECG. So it helps in the diagnose abnormality in the conducting pathway, enlargement of the heart chamber. If there is an enlargement of the heart chambers is occur, they will not show the proper depolarization, and at that time also we can what we say, the doctors can identify or can diagnose the enlargement of the heart chambers. Then damage to the cardiac muscles also. Then reduced blood supply to cardiac muscles causes the chest pain. This also can be diagnosed by the ECG, and physician can find out the defect in heart by the examination, wave pattern and time intervals. तो जो भी वेव पैटर्न है कितने टाइम में हो रहा है, whether it is in a proper 0.8 second one heartbeat is completing or not, whether it is having a abroad the waves, it is studied by the physician, and they can identify, they can diagnose the position of the heart and the heartbeats. Right. So ECG is very important. So what is that? Electrocardiograph. It is a topic. It is a, what is that electrocardiograph? It is a recording on the paper. And electrocardiogram, that is called electrocardiogram. And the process is called the electrocardiograph. So this is called the electrocardiograph, which called ECG machine. ECG machine is called electrocardiograph and the process is called electrocardiogram, which is printed out or on screen display. Right, that's it about the ECG. Thank you.